Grandma's breakfast.
Ah, man.
It looks
Welcome
like
to Grandma's breakfast.
Grandma's breakfast. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
Is
Good
that
morning.
Billy's theme?
No, yeah.
It's
no,
Grandma's breakfast.
We should start
That-
using that jingle soon.
I really like that jingle. I'm really
Forgot how it
excited to
goes.
stitch that in. It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of like Bill Nye the Science Guy, where it's like wow, wow, and then it's like little weird voices in the
Okay.
background. It's like Grandma's breakfast.
We should come up with like a bunch of like random sounds to play like during the podcast, like
Yeah.
a
I know.
radio show.
I keep
Boop,
saying
boop.
this.
Yeah.
I'm really slipping on that, but Billy had his own little trigger pad and was doing it last week. So
Oh yeah. Oh, last week he did it.
yeah. So we
Dude, that's
So wait,
cool.
what did you guys decide on like for a topic this week? That was kind of halfway.
First
in
of
the
all, I want to introduce our guest,
yeah.
Michael Zaiontz, right here.
Hi, guys.
From Texas.
Hello, sir. Nice to
What
meet
up,
you.
man? How are you?
Thanks. For
Yeehaw!
coming
I'm good. How you doing?
Michael and I have been friends for like a long ass time since high school, right? We met in fucking choir in high school, and we've been
Yeah.
friends ever since.
in. Sick.
So we go
Fine.
back. We go way back.
Good to have you, man.
Good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. Crazy nuts.
These nuts.
call-
These nuts.
These nuts. We call this Grandma's breakfast
These
because
nuts.
we'll actually eat breakfast, but most of the time we don't. We're just sitting here talking shit and like drinking tea and doing stupid shit. No, we have good conversations though. We have pretty good conversations. I think so.
We spill the tea here a lot, so
Yeah. Speaking of tea, quick plug. My sister is fucking awesome. She got me this awesome wake and bake mug.
shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah,
Creamy,
dude.
Shut the fuck up. Can you
Uh,
smoke out of it?
Yeah, bro, it's already packed. Like, watch. The only,
Holy
it's
shit,
my
dude,
only,
you can really smoke out of that shit,
Ah!
my only complaint. I have one complaint. It's a pretty big one so far. So the carb is on the opposite side of the handle, so you can't
Oh.
hit it while you're holding it. You have to like put it down, or you can, but you gotta hold the cup like that, and that defeats the purpose of a coffee mug. You know what I mean?
That's
But
dope. You're
definitely
like,
do
let's
it.
make sure that we got a little fun, and then like make sure we're awake, so after you smoke, you can drink your coffee out of it. It's like multitasking right there.
What the fuck, dude? That's fucking crazy.
I want one of those. I want to get one of those now. Shoot.
Is that coffee in there?
That's tea. I had coffee
Tea.
this morning. I'm trying to cut down on my coffee, so I like supplementing it with like a tea that's not doesn't have caffeine in it.
Gotcha.
Caffeine, yeah, that shit can mess you up sometimes. Powers for evil
Dude,
or
that
good.
shit's fucking amazing, dude.
Dude,
So
fucking,
good.
I love coffee. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. You're weird.
I love coffee. No, I mean I had my cup this morning. As usually I have like two big ass cups, and then I'm like super wired. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't be having that many cups.
I only
Why?
drink-
I have like
What's wrong with caffeine? Is
well,
it
I
like
have
heart
like
disease shit?
I'll have an afternoon cup too. So, too much caffeine is not good.
Why? What happens? You get palpitations.
I do.
Yeah.
Is it like does it give you heart disease or some shit?
I don't know. I don't want to
Caffeine?
find out.
I'm pretty sure if you drink a lot, like a shitload,
Yeah. I heard it's good for your neurons a little bit.
Gives you a
Yeah.
good brain focus.
it does
sometimes,
wake you up.
too.
Like that's the whole thing. Like, I only drink coffee in the morning if I'm gonna do something. Like if I'm gonna go to work or I'm gonna do something. But if I'm just chilling at the house, very rarely. I drink coffee.
That's probably why I'm so stupid, dude. I never drink coffee ever, dude. Like
I
ever.
don't- yeah, you need to
Stupid
start
or
supplementing
smart?
your coffee.
To be honest, dude, like I feel like I enjoy tea more.
I'm
I
trying to
enjoy
open
tea
up
more,
a
dude.
bit.
Like I can.
Tastes better, I think.
It tastes
You
better.
can't handle the tea.
You have like flavor options. You can put honey. You can put like a shitload of things.
Yeah, you can do a lot with tea.
I like tea. It's just honestly for me, it's more. I feel like even the coffee in the morning doesn't necessarily wake me up anymore because I think I drink so much of it. My body's just up to that level of caffeine. But it's more of like a ritual thing for me. Like I wake up, I have something warm and like drink it, and I enjoy it. I like the taste of it.
Me too. I love coffee also. I've been kind of drinking some amino acid stuff now because like it has caffeine and vitamins, but I still love coffee though. So it's like I'll mix it
Is
up,
that what is that called? I feel like I've heard of this before.
Oh, just I mean I do different things. Like there's one from Advocare called Spark. There's one called Power Boost. There's just like
Okay.
little vitamin things here and there that I mix in.
It has
But
amino
it's like-
acids.
But it's like
protein,
coffee, right? It's supposed to be like coffee supplement or no?
I mean, kind of, yeah. If you don't want to drink coffee, that's probably better because it's got vitamins in it too. But it's
like
got
a
caffeine
Gatorade.
in it as well, so it's caffeine plus
Amino
vitamins. So sometimes it's like, whoa, you know. But
Well, what's up with the amino acid complex or all that shit?
oh, say it again.
Why does it have amino acids? Like for protein or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for like muscle recovery. It's also it's just natural energy because like there's some things in it that you should get from food, but if you don't get it from food, you can get it from that, and then it kind of gives you a little kick, you know.
Sick.
Is that a pre-workout? Are you drinking a pre-workout?
It could be actually. It could be pre-workout.
Mhm.
It's like
Sounds like it.
it's like a mixture. I mean,
But
it
it's
could be-
different. It depends on the amino acids because there's different ones. Like the ones that they use for or like the ones for working out. I think those are different. Like there's specific kinds. I don't know what kind you're
I mean, it
taking
depends.
in the morning. I'm just
Oh
maybe-
yeah. Well, I have like there's one I have in my mom. It's called Power Boost, and that one doesn't have caffeine in it, but it has like 10,000 B12 in it.
Damn, dog.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lot of B12. It's a lot of B12 in it. Kinda
Yeah,
like,
dude, that shit's like been in everything. It's been in like Monster, probably in Red Bull
Yeah.
too, right?
Isn't the 5 hour energy same thing or?
Yeah, it has like
Yeah.
a fuckload,
Dude,
like a fuck ton.
those get you wired, man. I tripped out on those. I wasn't expecting it to actually
it
work
once.
that good. Did you take
Literally
like, did
once
you
in my
feel it?
life.
Did you feel
Yeah,
it?
bro. I was driving from Texas and I didn't sleep the night before,
oh,
so I took it. I drove from Texas to LA from Michael's house, and
Mhm.
all in one shot, dude. And on the way there, like I was like getting tired, so I stopped by this fucking like gas station to buy a 5-hour energy drink, and I was wired, but my brain was still tired. So I was hallucinating, bro. Like I was like seeing cars that weren't there and shit. I was like, oh my god, dude. This is fucking-
Yeah, that's
Same.
all
I feel
bad,
like the
dude.
same shit happened to me when I was driving back from Houston to San Antonio. We went to see my friend Clark and I went to see.
Metallica.
No, dude, we went to see. It was a Linkin Park.
That'd be so random, dude.
No, we went to see Linkin Park. And on the way back, dude, like we decided to stop at Whataburger and we ate like a fucking huge burger and we drank like a lot of fucking water. So on the way back, we were fucking tired. We were exhausted as fuck. So Clark was my friend was falling asleep at the wheel. I was like, dude, like fucking pull over, dude. Like, let me drive. I was feeling fine, you know? So I take the wheel, dude, and like, it's like a 4-hour drive from San Antonio to Texas. I mean, from San Antonio to Houston. And I'm like 1 hour into the driving, dude. And like all of a sudden, dude, I just start feeling like super fucking tired, dude. Like my eyes are super heavy. My eyelids are super heavy, dude. And I start like dozing off, you know? And like I stopped at a fucking Valero to buy a Monster. I actually bought a Monster. And like I chugged that shit. I literally chugged it. And I was fine. I was fine for like another hour. And then it started again, Gene. And I started hallucinating. Like I remember I was driving right behind a fucking a trailer. And it had a cargo, Gene, and the cargo had the fucking window open. So the door. So the door was like bouncing back and up and down like that. And like I swear, G, I saw like the fucking face of a demon that was trying to like fucking eat me. Like that make me like fucking like wake up and I swear. I just fucking like pulled over. I was like, okay, G, like you take over now. But it was fucking scary, G. Like it's so fucking scary. Like I saw like shadows like crossing right in front of me.
The hedgehog.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's just no joke, man. Those things are super strong.
That's why I don't fucking drink. That's why I don't drive if I'm under the influence of anything.
Yeah,
Smart
so even
man.
something like that. Being that tired is like being drunk or you will start to hallucinate shit or just
Oh,
like
hell
start
yeah,
to
dude.
kind of doze off or whatever. Because you like even though you're wired from that, like your brain is still kind of just like shutting down. It's like,
True story. It's like
Right.
suddenly I'm like, why am I like depressed? Why am I moody? And I'm like, because you only got 2 hours of sleep, dumbass. Go back to
Yeah.
bed.
yeah,
And you
This
wake up and I'm
is
like,
amazing.
oh, like I'm better again after 8 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm good now.
Dude, I can't. Can you guys nap?
Yeah.
I
I'm a
try
bad
to.
It
napper, dude.
depends.
I'm
It
the worst
depends.
snapper, dude. I
Yeah,
try.
me
What do you mean,
too.
or-
But so like
Well-
whenever you guys take a nap, does it actually work for you? Because I feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how fucking tired I am. If I take a nap, I wake up feeling worse.
For sure.
No.
It's just
It feels great, but then I don't sleep that night.
Yeah,
Really?
that's another.
Same. That was yesterday with me. I took a nap and I'm like, I woke up and I'm like, fuck, I need coffee. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, now
That's
I'm up
why I
again.
do like whenever I pull like all-nighters and shit, I just don't go to bed until the next night.
dude, this fool legit did that the other night. He came over and what'd you have to do the next morning? Teach a class?
Dude, I had to fucking teach, and I
Yeah.
brought like I went over to his house, right? I was just gonna stay over, and I took like all my shit to teach because I had class the next day, and like
And
I
we're
was falling
pouting
asleep,
whiskey
dude. That's
too.
like before I went to sleep, dude. Like I decided to like set up everything so I can just like wake up in the morning and like just teach, and I fucking realized that I left like my textbooks here, and I was like,
Oh,
fuck, dude.
It all comes back to this, guys. It all comes back to the tea. We all need tea.
yep.
And that's tea truth or tea. I drink the tea. I drink the tea.
Talking about tea, Michael. So, what's the tea that you want to spill right now? You want to
All right.
Is that like some theater shit, dude?
Bestow upon us.
He knows. He understands. He
Oh,
understands. my
that's
lingo.
that's code.
I'm
It is
ready
code.
for
It
you.
is code.
Well, I'll start it with you want to start it with a video? I have a video for y'all.
Go for it, G.
Sure.
Do you want to say something
do it.
before you show it?
Well, okay. Yeah, it's about the Dixie Chicks. Now they are now the Chicks. They announced that 2 days ago, and I was like, yes! Like
What-
they
what
don't
is-
give a fuck. They are like, they're in the movement now. This is their way of being in the movement. They are taking that word Dixie, that word that comes from the Confederation from the South, and they're like, no more of that South shit. No more. They've had to. That's where they were from. Is from the South. They're from Lubbock, Texas. You know, and I think
I didn't
when
know
they
Dixie
decided-
was a term. I didn't even know that.
Neither. Me neither.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Dixie.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
I thought it was like a fairy. I thought it meant like a fairy or like something fantastious like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is definition. It's not a bad word. It's not a bad word, but it's a nickname for the Southern United States. It's for the Southern United States nickname, especially those states that compose the Confederate States of America and the Confederation that has a big history with slavery and racism. And so the word Dixie is not a bad term. It's not racist. It's just that's part of the South, and there's so
didn't
much
know that.
troubled shit happening with the South. And basically, okay, so I'll just send you a video right now of the Dixie Chicks, how they, with their history of being in the South, because they're country music. Like when they first started out in country music, a lot of their fans, most of their fans were, you know, redneck hillbillies in Texas. I mean, maybe not redneck hillbillies, but you know, like people in the South, you know, like
What do you
they.
think of when you think of Texas?
Yeah, think of Texas, like Republican. They're conservative. They all support like George Bush, Trump. You know, that was most of their fans. And
Let me ask you something, G. Like, are they like, do they have like a big like gay following or like liberal following and like
well,
stuff?
now
like
they
that?
do.
Well, now, but before, did they?
I like how you
I
got close to the camera.
I don't know really, because at the time when I wasn't really a big fan of them really before. I mean, I loved their song. I loved Traveling Soldier, Landslide, which was a Stevie Nicks cover. But I always loved like those songs. But I wasn't really a big country music fan because I'm gay and I'm born and raised Texas, and for a long time I kind of ran from that. Like I was kind of like, oh fuck Texas, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and go to New York, you know. And actually, here's the thing, guys. I became a fan of the Dixie Chicks, well, the Chicks now, back in October of last year, like 2019, and I fell in love with their music, their violins, their banjos. Like suddenly I was like, damn, what was I've been missing this my whole life, you know. And I've just been playing them. I just love them. I grew to love them now because like it's kind of like suddenly I was missing Texas, you know, missing home. But then I started doing some research and what's up?
I don't miss it.
Well, now I don't miss it now because
I
here
do.
I am now back in Texas with my parents. But I'm glad to be here.
I like Texas.
I like
So you
Texas.
like Texas?
Texas. Yeah, there's nice
What?
people there. They're nicer than they are in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
They're nice. but you know, nice is kind of a subjective word for me.
They're courteous. They're courteous.
Courteous. They don't want to say what's on their mind. And I'll tell you this in the clip. I mean, I'll show you the clip. The clip
That's
is
fine.
2 minutes.
That's fine.
That's
It's
it.
fine.
These people in Texas.
That's all I care.
Hello, goodbye, please, thank you, all that shit.
I can't hear you. Wait, what?
No, I said like at least in Texas, you like people have manners. Like they fucking say hello. They fucking acknowledge you when you go to like, businesses and stuff.
Women are nicer. I got like 2 dates like right away. It's fucking awesome.
They put out faster.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Cause that's like it's the South. It's like there's actually in Golden Girls. You ever watch Golden Girls, guys? Well, there's a slut in the show. Her name's Blanche, and she loves being a slut. She's proud of it. And she kind of went. There's one episode where she's like saying, "Oh, that's rude. I can't do that." And they're like, "Why not?" She goes, I'm part of the South. It's in my heritage." And then like somebody asked her, she goes, "What does that mean?" And then like her friend goes, "That means her mom was a slut too." That's just what it is. We're just nice.
It's just rude to say no, you know, like.
Rude. And that was me for a long time too. Like back in New York, I fooled around with a lot of guys, and I kind of was like, okay, I have to now. I have to put out because like I put myself out there now. It's common courtesy. And I'm like, fuck that. Excuse me. All I want to do is just flirt and message you. That's it. No, I don't want that.
Dude, one of the funniest things ever. Do you remember that when you were here at my pad, Michael?
Oh, what happened?
When I was like, dude, like, I was like, you're gay? And then you're just like, you're just like I was just like faking like ignorance. I was like, wait, what? You're gay? And then he's like, let's go get some pussy.
I did say that.
I was like,
Yeah, I always say my girlfriend's in Canada. I love to eat her pussy in Canada.
Oh, dude,
dude, that was like one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Like your delivery of it.
But we have now 9 minutes left, guys.
Ah, damn
It's
it.
all right. We could just start a new one after.
Okay, cool. But I did want to show you the video real fast. It's just 2 minutes. Let me look, Greg. I just had it a moment ago.
I'll give us like a 2-minute warning at the end, like when we're
Okay.
close. That way we can like wrap it up. But I think
Let me see. I
So
hit
did you
share.
guys-
you know, yeah. There's in the middle button, share screen, and then I think there's like different options.
Oh, desktop. Y'all see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm gonna put it in full view, and now I'm gonna press play. This is the Dixie Chicks documentary, Shut Up and Sing. It's a trailer. This is what all the you'll see. She goes, you're afraid to have our feelings hurt? You're a dumb fuck. That's what she said. You're a dumb fuck.
That's awesome.
You're
Dude,
afraid
what is that?
to have our feelings hurt?
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, George Bush was kind of like, oh yeah, they shouldn't be like have their feelings hurt because no one wants to buy their CDs anymore. And she's like, you're afraid of our feelings? You're a dumb fuck. You know, you're a dumb fuck.
I think they're
That's
right.
crazy.
They shouldn't fucking care about people's feelings like that.
They don't, and that's the thing. That's the thing. That's why suddenly, like, here we are now, and they're saying like, "Bye, Dixie Chicks, hello, just the chicks," because basically they're saying "fuck you" to the like all that Confederation shit from the past. Like, all their fans left them because of what they had to say, and now it's like years later. Now we're really listening to them. Now it's like,
I have something.
Dude, I
added.
hope all their like music or listens go up on like Spotify and all that, like because of the times right now. I mean, that's
yeah. Well, yeah, they have a new album out now. It's called Gaslighter. It's gonna be
Do you
released.
guys?
shit.
Well,
Yeah.
Interesting.
good
I'll have
shit.
to check that out. I'll check it out for sure.
What are you
Oh,
saying,
Yeah,
Michael?
there's a new song.
Let me
There's a
ask
new
you
song
guys
called
this.
March March.
Michael,
March.
Yeah. It's dope. It's like a new video now. It's like they're actually showing like that's when they rebranded themselves as the
March.
Chick.
Dixie Chicks.
What were you saying, Michael?
Oh, it's just
No,
3
just-
songs long, huh?
say, like, let me ask you guys something. Like, do you guys think that they also could have done it as a way to redeem themselves, and not really because they believe in the cause? Because like I feel like making
Yeah,
this
I mean, like,
choice
if you're
right
being
now is,
cynical
like,
about it.
perfect opportunity, like redeem themselves.
I mean, if you could be cynical about it and probably say something like they're just doing it to be relevant. But
Well, the thing is,
No,
guys,
I mean,
yeah, the thing is, they actually spent 14 years without music. They did an album. It was their "Fuck You" album. They actually said, "I'm not ready to make nice." Like they actually referenced that "Shut Up and Sing" shit in the like.
kind of
They said
breaking
like a
up.
woman, stranger
yeah.
said, "Shut up and sing, or your life is over." And then years later, now they're gonna have an album. And they originally were gonna have the album under the Dixie Chicks name, but now they're gonna release it under the Chicks, and they just changed it, and now it's for July. So I think this is a last minute choice, and it's not because of them like redemption. They don't give a fuck about that. They said what they
Yeah,
had
obviously.
to say. Yeah, they said what they had to say, and they don't regret it. Like they at first the lead singer tried to apologize to make it seem better, but then she realized in the documentary, she went, "Oh, fuck these guys. I'm over it. Like I said what I said and I'm done. Like it was supposed to be a joke and people just
Yeah. You know, I have some
Funny.
thoughts about the whole the whole thing about like taking down those statues. And what that is that you know, on the one hand, I think that, you know, I don't really care that much because I think, you know, everyone gets forgotten. Like, you know, erecting statues is just prolonging like the inevitable. And I'm just like, okay, like if they're gonna take them down, take them down. But at the same time, I'm also thinking like, dude, you can't take everything because the past is like the present is built off of a series of pasts. If you forget your past, you're not gonna fucking like be the person that you are now. And it's the
Ivan,
terrible things about your past.
Are you
Wait,
guys
hold on.
having trouble hearing
It's like the
him?
terrible. Oh, really?
I can't
I
hear
hear
you. Like, well, then it's probably me. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're breaking up for me too, Ivan.
Really?
But and Michael, you're breaking up quite a bit too.
Oh man, can you hear me now?
Yeah. No, I can
can't.
hear you, but earlier when you were talking, you were
I
breaking
don't think I
up.
could do anything about it, dude.
Ah,
Well, I was
man.
saying that the present is built off of series of past, dude. And like we have to remember the terrible parts too.
Amen.
You can't just like get rid of them all. And I'm scared, like, you know, like I'm sympathetic towards the movement, but I think there's a risk of like wanting to erase everything and censor everything.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get it. And actually, I hate censorship. I do. I really do. Like for me, I just love the Chicks because that's their personal choice. Like they're not gonna release anything. But with statues, yeah, like that's history right there, and you have to learn from history. And recently, they wanted to censor Gone with the Wind. Actually, you know that old movie.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like that movie is a testament of racism in a 1930s perspective. So it's like you get two sides. You get the history lesson of the past, which is fiction as fuck, that movie, because it presents slavery and as like, oh, fiddly-dee, woo. Like, that's not
I've never
real.
seen it, dude. I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah, you have to see it. It's pretty good. It's a trip. But all the black characters, the slaves, they're presented as happy-go-lucky, like, I love my job. Oh, and it's
Yes,
like,
master.
yeah, exactly. And some of them actually, yeah, like they sound goofy in their voices. And it's like, no, that's not real. But it's like you get a history lesson of the past fictionalized, but then you also look at it like, this is how they saw like the issues back in the 1930s. This is a 1930s perspective. And that's
interesting, dude. I should check it out.
Yeah. Song of the South too. That's another
Dude, I think we're about to run out. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but
Yeah,
we're
we have
about
less
to
than
run
a
out of
minute.
time.
So I'll start another one and drop you guys the link, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
Part 2.
All right.
See you then.
See you in a bit. I'm coming in. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming. Ow!
Where's Ivan?
I don't know. He hasn't got here yet. He's lagging.
I want to
He's
see
lagging.
Rocco.
Roquencio.
Rocco? You see him?
Oh, baby. Oh, I love that boy. Oh, I love that boy.
Rocco.
I always cherish walking around Hollywood Sunset Boulevard, walking around like the Walk of Fame with him, and we smoked some weed in the car. It was fun. That was fun. I may choose Cali next time, honestly. I don't know. My goal kind of is to like be in New York, but like kind of sublet around, you know, like maybe sublet in New York for a bit. Then if I had a gig in LA, I'd be like, peace, and I go out to LA and do that, you know.
Sick. Are you doing shows out there? Is that what you're doing?
I was about to actually. I was gonna do a 10-minute play festival. I wrote a play back in college and it got accepted to a play festival. And then I was like really like, oh my god, actors. And then I was rewriting it too. And then COVID hit, you know. And actually, I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did because like now it's like my play. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh, like it's done in a white perspective. It's very white. It's very there's a character that's kind of transgender, but it's not specific enough. And it also presents that character in a very violent light because normally in the media, transgender people, like men and women, they're always presented as victims or murderers or like pedophiles, or that's just the history of it until more recently. And I'm kind of like my character, I'm gonna be honest, like he like dies. He's a victim, and I'm like, this story has been told a lot. Like let's make him like the hero, make him. So I'm kind of like repositioning it now to where like
Nice.
he's not a victim anymore, and I think I'm gonna make him a she, like transitioning. Yeah.
Like him to she or she to him?
He to she.
He to she, for sure. Interesting, dude.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about that. Like, but now I'm thinking about like Rocky Horror Picture Show, and like Frank was kind of like the dude leading everybody through this crazy. Like, I mean, it's kind of dark, but I mean, at the same time, he was. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
dude, that actor fucking killed it though. What's that? Who played him?
Tim Curry. Curry.
No, he was amazing.
He's amazing. He's amazing, bro.
Great.
Jesus
I love
Christ,
him.
he was so good, dude.
Clue. He's also great in Clue too. Like he's hilarious. Like
yeah, he had a stroke, huh? Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Curry. Yeah,
poor guy, dude.
Doesn't work anymore.
He's still
But
alive? Did he die?
I love his movies.
I think he's still alive.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
still
think
alive.
the last thing,
Yeah,
I think
but
the last thing that he did, the live recording of Rocky, he played the narrator.
He did. Yeah,
He
he was in
the
his
last thing he did.
wheelchair.
Was that Nigel Thornberry? Was Tim Curry Nigel Thornberry?
Did
I
he,
want
he
animals.
Dude,
the
I think
voice?
it may have been. I think
It sounds like him, huh?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Tim Curry
It
voiced Nigel
was?
Thornberry. Yeah,
Dude,
I had
that's
no
he's
idea.
fucking
he's
dude.
great.
That's fucking
Cool.
good, dude. That
But
guy's
yeah, his
talented,
character,
dude.
though. Yeah, like in Rocky Horror Show. Actually, I talked to Luis about that before, and I looked it up because in the show there is a song where he goes, "I'm just a sweet transvestite," and at first I kind of thought, is that an appropriate word? But then I looked it up, and it's actually more about drag versus actual trans. But a part of me, when you transvestite, it makes you wonder, like, now you think when people who aren't familiar with trans people, they're gonna think, oh, trans people are freaks, like Rocky, like Tim Curry in that movie, and that's like
He was an
transvestite.
alien,
And
dude. He was an alien.
oh yeah, that's the thing too. He's an alien. That also kind of presents
Yeah, dude,
like.
dude, Rocky Horror is like a fucking weird reality, man. Like,
Yeah, dude.
you can't put it into like real life.
Oh, I know, but those are just questions I have. I mean, and I did
Gotcha.
watch it, and I get it. Like transvestite, that's not a bad word. It's not, but now it's like, should we say transvestite or drag? And I think we should just start saying drag because that's more, because it's
for
specific.
what it is.
It's what it is, because drag is not. It's not. You're not transitioning. You're just a man or a woman dressing the opposite sex, and that's what transvestite means too. But for me, it's like transvestite. I think we should. That word, I think that we need to really focus more on transgender versus.
So wait, hold on. So if one of us, if a man, any man, just decides to dress as a woman, what do you call him?
Repeat the question again.
Like if it's a man, Gene, if it's a man that
That's
her
drag.
job is being her
Drag
job is
queen, dude.
Drag
Yeah.
queen. Drag queen.
The drag queen. I thought drag queen were like the performing ones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what if they don't perform? What if they're not post op?
Dude, I totally know what my
Well,
Halloween costume's gonna be.
Well, the thing is, post-op, Luis, that means that they're transitioning. So that means they're transgender. They're not drag. But the thing is, transgender people, and men and women, they also do drag too. Like on RuPaul's Drag Race, there are several contestants that have come out on the show as trans, but they're also doing drag. So there is a fine line, and I'm still kind of researching it still myself personally. But yeah, I just think the word drag is better. But then again, I'm not blaming Rocky Horror at all. I love that shit. I still do because Laverne Cox, like, she's a transgender woman, and she did the remake of Rocky Horror back in 2016. Awful remake, awful. I watched it and I was like, ew, watch Tim Curry instead. And she still did. I'm just a sweet transvestite. So I mean, if Laverne Cox does it, then I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but
Is Laverne Cox like a transgender or something?
She's trans, yeah.
Oh,
She's
for
trans
sure.
woman. Hmm.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Orange is the New Black. She's a big actress in that. She broke
Is she
out. And,
the main one, the one who's in prison?
no, well, she's in prison, but she's not the main character. She's one of the supporting characters that kind of grew. Like she was kind of first recurring, but then as you watch her, you're like, damn, this bitch is great. Like she's awesome. She's her character is very specific, and she's one of the best actors on the show. So her character grew. I haven't watched the whole show, but she's definitely now one of the leading trans women of Hollywood now. Like she's now making her own documentaries. It's on Netflix now called Disclosure. Fantastic. And Disclosure really, that kind of opened my eyes a bit to my writing. Now I'm like, because that's when I kind of got the question of like, damn, like transgender women and men normally in the media are just presented as victims or murderers, and that's what they present in documentary. Like, and it's like in the documentary of Disclosure, there are a lot of trans actors and writers and producers. They're interviewed, and they talk about their favorite movie growing up, what they love, and one of them, it stood out to me. Like it was one of the trans actors said that she watched Ace Ventura with Jim Carrey, and there's a scene in the movie where Jim Carrey, but there's a scene though where Jim Carrey, he's with a woman he thinks is a woman, and he finds out she's transgender, and then what happens is he starts
really transgender though.
Yeah, and he's barfing. He's cleaning his teeth. He's like he's actually cleansing himself. And then the trans actress in the show, she went, "Wow, that's what people think of us. They think of us as gross, disgusting."
No, dude, he just didn't want to kiss the guy.
I think that's what it was supposed to be about. I don't think
and the guy wasn't transgender either. Like he's just like a guy dressing up as a woman.
But I will say, like the whole like making a huge deal out of gay things. Like that kind of homophobic kind of thing, you know what I mean? And I don't know if that has so much to do with the transgender part, but I could see how someone might think that. I just don't think, I think that the whole thing was like, ha, you kissed a boy. Like, ew, I kissed a boy. Like, I don't like boys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like girls kind of a thing. I don't know.
I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. Because y'all aren't trans. That's the thing. Y'all aren't trans. And
don't assume, man.
Oh, hi, Ivan Nestra. I'm kidding. But no, here's the thing, though. But guys, here's the thing. Like the actress that talked about that. That's how she saw trans people in the media. Like that's all she knew. Like she's like, because that's the thing. Like trans people and even regular people like you and us. Like for a long time, all we had as reference to trans people is what we see in movies. And for a long time, it's like Ace Ventura is one of them. Like that's. Even though maybe the character wasn't 100% trans, it's representation, you know? And it's like suddenly like, so if that character is barking over kissing a guy who's dressed as a girl, a trans person sees that and they're like, well, shit, I guess I'm disgusting too, you know? And it could be misconstrued that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, G. Like, I feel like it's very, I don't know, G. You're watching an Ace Ventura movie. I don't think your life should be that impacted by a comedy movie.
Well, my life isn't, but here's the thing, like that.
You know, I don't feel like you should have like existential.
Well, I think you're saying something that's like really that matters, dude. But I don't think that you should wait for anyone else to do it for you. Like she's a trans filmmaker, right?
I forget her name, but there's the thing.
She watched it. The girl that you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. She watched Ace Ventura before she was famous. Like that's the thing. She watched it before she was famous, and that was her frame of reference. And so she said in the documentary for years, it took her years to get over that. Because in the movie theater, because here's the thing, at the time she was he, and she didn't know what she wanted to be, a woman, you know. And it's like when she saw that in the movie theater, maybe this isn't the exact example, but one of the actresses in the movie, in the documentary Disclosure, they said, yeah, for years I watched that shit and it hurt. It affected me, my personality, my social skills, and they were closeted because they saw themselves as disgusting in the media. And it's just that's the thing. That's their perspective. And it's just right now it's just being mindful. That's all. It's just being mindful of like other people's feelings about it. Even though Ace Ventura is a funny movie and I love Jim Carrey, I still do. Like it's just kind of like suddenly it's like now when we're here in 2020, you know, like there's the show called Pose on FX, you know, where it's about the drag ball, the drag Harlem ball scene in the 1980s, and it's about transgender women, men, drag queens doing their thing and enjoying their lives. And now it's like they have trans actresses playing trans characters, and it's like finally they're getting representation on TV that they have. For years they were known as victims and murderers or prostitutes, like Silence of the Lambs. That's another thing. Like that character Buffalo Bill, like that was kind of a trans character, and he's ripping off women's skin to become trans. And actually there's actually a documentary, not a documentary, in the documentary Disclosure, Jodie Foster's clip of talking about the character. She's saying like how, oh yeah, well, like trans, now it's like trans people aren't like, it's like she basically made a whole thing about like how trans people aren't violent, but she made it a big long, not her per se, but the screenwriter said like, well, there's violence, but it's not linked to trans violence. And basically the whole point is that it got muddled, and the fact that for years it's just Silence of the Lambs that's another point of reference, is that like trans people are murderers or psychotic, or they're
trip, dude.
People.
That's a trip. I didn't even.
It's a hard thing to talk about, man. Like, because you know there is that thing about you saying being mindful about other people's feelings and stuff, but there's also the component of like the psychology of it too. Like, you know, people are just like interested in like extreme cases of human behavior, dude.
Oh yeah.
You know, you take someone like. Huh?
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you take someone like, you know, Ed Gein, you know, like that guy was like on the extreme end of like human behavior, and you talk about like Buffalo Bill and shit. You know, I know he's a fictional character, but dude, like he's pretty like out there, dude. Like I think that's all they were like denoting, but I don't know. I think.
But I see what he's saying though, because they're kind of like throwing him being trans as like part of the MO of like somebody who would be like that, which that's interesting because yeah, you're right. Like, okay, so Silence of the Lamb, you know, you got Ace Ventura, that she was the bad guy at the end.
Yeah.
Or he was the bad guy at the end. And then
well, she could have been trans though.
Well,
she could have been.
He had it right. She looked like a woman, but she had a dick.
Yeah.
That's the thing though. She could have been
just a guy just playing a role.
Huh?
I think that was just a guy playing a role. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't mean like the actress. I mean like the character in the movie. That was a football player who was like playing a character so that he could get revenge. Like the story was about revenge.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying about the Buffalo Bill thing, where like it like depicts like these guys as like being like fringe members of society. But in a way, like it kind of is like it is like it's not common to be trans. You know what I mean? Like it's like kind of like.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, I got that.
It's out there. It's out there, but like I mean, like, and I think like representation is important, and I think it's good that these people are starting to make their movies. But I think, in my opinion, I think the important thing is like that they have to make their movies. You know what I mean? Like they have to tell their story.
Yeah.
Like everyone has to tell their story.
That's the point. Yeah, now it's like we can really focus on actual real trans characters. And here's the thing, it's like now in the documentary Disclosure, they also talked about like how now it's like trans actresses or actors, they're playing characters, but it's not. There's less trans issues in the characters. Now it's just they're women. There's just a woman in the scene having coffee with the man. It's like a love story, and it's like now we're getting more of those kind of stories where they're not victims or murderers, they're not trans. Like the story's not about transitioning. It's not about it, because most stories, even like early 2000s, there was a lot of shit where it's like trans characters were more about coming of age. Like I'm transitioning now, that's great. But it's like suddenly you're making the story about, you're making them the underdog. But now it's like they're not the underdog anymore. Now they are the starring character now, and it's like now we see them as just people having coffee with the guy on a date. You know.
I'm gonna add something, and it's a question. It's more of a question. So, what you're saying that the problem has been the portrayal of transvestite or transgender people in movies, right? They've always been painted in a dark light, you know, and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there's. I'm on obviously, Jada, and honestly, I had never seen the LGBT movies that are on Netflix or Hulu, but I see there's a lot. But I feel like the problem here is, dude, is that they're being marketed as LGBT movies. They're not being marketed to like everyone, you know?
Yeah, that is a problem. Here, let me show you the trailer. I'll show you the trailer for it, guys. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Disclosure. Let me just show you the trailer, just like that way that y'all have like a point of reference to what I'm. Just a clear question. Share screen. Oh, it says disabled attendee screen sharing.
Oh.
Oh, you
Oh,
can't
what's that?
share it?
Yeah, it said I can't do it.
Oh.
It says host disabled attendee.
Oh,
big,
sorry.
man, wake
I didn't-
I was like looking at Frank, waiting for him to
Oh,
react.
it's fine.
Just like
No
looking
worries,
around.
no worries.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, you should be able to.
I'll try it
You
again.
should be able to now.
Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you.
Hashtag beautiful moments.
Aha. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how many times.
Okay, let me put this in full screen. That's Laverne Cox.
I can't even tell you how many times I've been in public space, particularly early in my transition, when I would walk into a subway car and people would just burst into laughter. And I think people are been trained to have that reaction. According to a study from GLAAD, 80% of Americans don't actually personally know someone who is transgender. So most of the information that Americans get about who transgender people are, what our lives are and are about, comes from media.
We've been around since there was footage. You just have to look for us.
Can we all just talk about D.W. Griffith for a minute? Not only is he incredibly racist, but he turned gender non-conforming people into the joke.
So it's like you can't have like queer trans people and blackness in the same space at the same time. So what's it say about my queer trans black ass?
They've died so many times they can't even count on camera.
I've been a prostitute 1, prostitute 2, call girl, hooker.
The crying game created a ripple effect. You were a trans person who existed, made people physically ill. Was the way in which my favorite movie as a child ended.
There are lots of ugly things about our history, but I think we have to know them.
I have been beaten. I have been thrown in jail for gay liberation. And you all treat me this way?
There is a one-word solution to almost all the problems in trans media. We just need more.
More.
And that way, the occasional clumsy representation wouldn't matter as much because it wouldn't be all that there is.
You see a fierceness that's coming up now. That's because we ain't got nothing to lose.
These are my sisters up here, but the struggle is real. The ways in which trans people have been represented have suggested that we're mentally ill, that we don't exist. And yet here we are, and we've always been here.
And that's the tea, babies. That's the tea.
That's awesome.
Disclosure,
sec,
that's the
guys.
name of that?
It's called Disclosure. It's on Netflix.
Interesting.
I gotta put my charger in, guys. I just realized I'm at 5%. I don't want to lose you.
For sure.
Guys
I'd
know
be
any
down to
trans
check that out.
people?
But yeah, that's kind of the point. Basically, it's like we need to have more of that. So like instead of like Ace Ventura being like the only reference that they have, now we have more shit, that more real trans issues in the movies. Like that way, it's like now instead of focusing on that, they're like so like when she was saying, if we have more representation, the clumsy ass shit like Ace Ventura or like Silence of the Lambs, we can forgive that now because we have more to look at. We have more perspectives of trans being in a positive, awesome light versus just a victim or murderer.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you were saying earlier, Ivan. And it was like they're telling their stories, and that's good because it's getting it out there and creating different stories and different things, different avenues for people to look at, like, you know, new ways of looking at things. Because I do kind of feel like always felt like gay people in general, or like, I mean, I'm not trying to not talk about transgender. I just don't have like as much info. But like, I remember like when I was in high school, like being gay was always looked at being like super negative. And then like I remember uh, uh, I had like some gay friends in high school, and they would like people would like ask me stuff or like, oh, like, are you gay? And it's just like it's so weird that that would be like automatic like thought. I never looked at them like that. Like I never looked at gay people as like, oh, like that guy's gay, or like it's just like another person, another friend to me. So like I always tripped out on that, like how, and then I'd be like, oh, like it's weird to them because there's this stigma that's like around of like, oh, that's gay. Like I used to say that. Like I mean, sometimes I still do, and I'm like, oh, that's I can't. It's weird that I say that still, and I'm like, but it's automatic. Like it's just that's
Yeah,
shit.
it's weird how
Hey.
culture like changes like that, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
just
ingrained.
But-
Yeah, I mean, there's things that like it's just part of our culture. Like that's the thing with like racism, and it's like we're in a race. Like our world, it's always been racist, and it's like we're always in. It's a system. It's a racist, it's a broken system. And
I'm gonna tell you guys a story, and Michael, this is gonna get explicit, okay?
all right, I like this.
So like in like I was like talking to my friends like a while ago, like a long time ago.
The avocado's
Yeah.
coming in.
Avocado.
Jared. Jared just entered the chat room.
And like I was Jared.
Hi, Jared.
He's trying to get his stuff connected. Maybe he's trying to connect. Keep telling your story, Evan.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to think about it twice. Maybe I shouldn't tell it. No, I'm gonna tell
Do
it.
it. Do it. Do
No,
it.
I'm
Tell
gonna
it. Tell it. Tell it.
I'm gonna
man.
tell
This is
it.
gonna be juicy when Ivan has to question what he's about to say.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
No,
it.
look it. Before you guys start getting fucking like reactions, like what's that fucking knee-jerk reactions? Just wait till the end, okay? Wait till
I got
the
it.
end.
I'll put myself on mute. Promise. I'll put
Process.
myself on mute.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Do I
dude.
know this story?
I always talk. I got to do it.
So okay, so I was like texting my
Do I know
friends, and
this
it's
story,
like
Ivan?
I don't know. I don't know if I told you. I was texting my friend Claudia and Anthony, and so Claudia said some stupid shit, and I was like, "Shut up, faggot." And then she's just like, "You shouldn't say those words. Like it's fucked up for you to say it." And then I was like, "Shut up, faggot." Like I just kept fucking saying it, right? And we got mad. She got mad at me, and like I was like, "Man, like this sucks. Like it sucks that she's like mad." So I go to work, and I work with like a gay guy, and I was telling him the story. And then like he's just like, "So is she a faggot?"
Well, he's in on the joke then. He's in on the joke then at that point, you know?
No, I just thought it was like a really funny reaction, dude. And I was like,
gay
no.
people, we have sense of humor, though. We do. We have a sense of humor with that, you know?
I was quoting a Louis C.K. bit. Like I was pretty much like why it came up in the first place.
Louis
Just tough.
C.K.
Where he's talking about like he misses the word faggot, where he's just like, do you remember that bit?
Now I do. Now I do. Yeah,
Where
he
he's
has
like-
controversy there.
Yeah, where he misses it, and he's like, dude, I wouldn't like call a gay guy a faggot unless, of course, he's being a faggot. Like if he's sucking that dick.
But oh, okay. I thought you meant like
Like if he's sucking dick, he's just like, I'm like, okay, just sucking like you're a respectable penis.
right.
And then he's like, but if he takes a penis out of his mouth and says something faggy like,
Yeah.
people from Phoenix are Phoenicians.
Damn, man.
Sorry, Michael. but-
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Honestly, I mean, that's just the time, you know. That like when did this happen?
This was like maybe like 5 years ago.
Well, there you go. I mean, that was
6
5
years
years ago. I mean, like 5 years ago, I said all lives matter on Facebook one time, and I didn't get it then. I didn't understand like the whole Black Lives Matter movement because I just lived in Texas all my life, and then once I moved to New York and I saw gentrification and different races, like in Harlem, like a lot of my Black neighbors were getting kicked out of their apartments and they were building condos up instead. Then I was like, okay, I get this. I get why we have to say Black Lives Matter because it's like a lot of America don't understand what's happening, you know, like with George Floyd and whatnot. And again, it's just
I get it.
5 years ago things
get it,
changed,
dude.
you know.
Yeah, man. Like even like saying it now, like just saying the words, like it feels not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now you know. You know,
it feels
you know better
weird.
now. Yeah, it's okay, you know. It's okay.
But yeah, it's just odd, man. It's just odd.
I'm
how
glad you
things
noticed
change.
that, though. I'm glad you noticed that, and you have that distinction now. So that's
What?
I mean, you're growing a lot as a person, and you're now even cooler than you were before.
I don't know about that, but thanks, dude.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
What's up, Jared?
What's up, Frank? What's
How you
up,
doing, man?
everyone?
Oh,
Michael.
Jared, I remember
Michael.
you. What's
Yeah, man.
up?
How's it going? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm in Texas now, and my family.
really?
Yeah, I was in New
Nice.
York for 2 years, and COVID hit. And here I am with y'all
You
on
gotta
Zoom.
come back down over here.
I know. I love Cali. Actually, I told him earlier. I was like, I want to be bi-coastal once this all the shit's done. I'll just sublet a little bit in New York, sublet in Cali. Like whenever I get work, wherever work takes me, I'll go, and I'll be like, okay, bye New York. I'll be in Cali and I'll hang out, smoke some weed, and get work.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How you been? What have you been up to?
Me, just working, just music stuff, trying to record some things, and trying to work on the craft.
What kind of music you got going?
I've been just writing like little acoustic songs right now, just working on those, because everything that I was working on, I kind of just put aside. So I'm just gonna work on my own little project and then release that. And then once I guess all this COVID stuff and goes away, I guess I could start working on what I started before.
Yeah.
I'll have like a lot more, I guess, resources.
Yeah, money talks, man. So, and you got to have money to make your work happen, like that's why we have to create our own work to get seen nowadays, because casting, like you have to make your own work now.
I know,
that
dude.
costs money.
Yeah.
I'm really nervous about what's going to happen to the state of like the entertainment industry in general, which actually really got me thinking lately. Cause like, one thing I've struggled with like the last couple of years is like, 'cause I really enjoy my job. I love doing what I do. Like I'm an audio engineer. And so like I work on like film, television, different projects, music, whatever I can get my hands on. Yeah, it's really awesome. But like I've been thinking like, man, I really want to do something that I feel like has an impact on the world and like somehow, you know what I mean? Like maybe that's helping people in some way. And I was kind of like, I've always struggled like, am I really helping anybody do anything? Because I'm making like entertainment and shows. Like it's not really that, important. And especially like when Corona hit too and everything stopped, and I was like, well, it's not essential. And I'm like, I really thought about that. And I was like, yeah, it really isn't essential. Like, what is essential? Things that we need, like, food, water, energy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, I really thought about it. And like, it hit me the other day because I was outside. I was just chilling. And I was like painting just for fun. Like, I'm not an artist, but I just like to slap paint and just play with it.
Me too. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was also on mushrooms too, like, which was great. Yeah, it was therapy. It was like a super therapeutic day for me, and like it hit me, dude. Like I was like, I had no worry in the world. I was chilling. Not that I don't have any problems right now, but like at that moment, all I was doing was just enjoying like nature, the colors, and I started thinking about movies and animation, and I was like, dude, like imagination is so fucking important. Like it's so important.
Yeah.
And then I thought about like all these movies, all these shows, people pour their heart and soul into. I'm like, dude, that's so fucking important. I was like, it is essential. Like for me, it's essential. So it kind of gave me like a new perspective of like my job and like the importance of it, I guess. I don't know. For me, at least.
It's like, you have to like look at like what America wants right now. And like, you have to look at like, cause that's the thing, like art and work, that's like, they're all conversation starters. So it's like, what I love to see now, like once you start filming shit again, I'd love to see, again, like COVID stories. I mean, this has been crazy. There's going to be so much work about COVID probably, like with masks. And it's like a soap opera right now, like with the news with that. Because there's so much miscommunication, and the idea of masks, like I'm actually doing a piece right now where I'm working on like a fun kind of like Wizard of Oz kind of thing, but they're wearing masks. And it's like, I'm just kind of playing with the idea of what a mask means. Like now it's like a mask means protection versus before our mask was hiding. Now it's like we're hiding, but we're also protecting other people with our masks.
Are you guys seeing this at all? The screen share?
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah, I see you guys.
Yeah. Do you see the bottom, dude? Like you should read what it is. This is called Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Oh,
so
I've
like,
seen this before.
Yeah, dude. So like, yeah, man, the essential parts of our economy are like a part of like those bottom tiers. But the work that you were doing is probably like part of the upper tiers, because like all that stuff, dude. Like those are the things that you need. But you know, why was everyone so devastated when Kobe died? You know,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's because he's an inspirational person, dude. And I think inspiration is like really like it matters a lot to people. It matters a lot to like most people, and I think it like moves like entire like it obviously moves the nation. Those are like the highest paid people in the world.
I mean, people love
Unfortunately,
tragedy. People upset like the Selena or like Marilyn Monroe who died. It's like now it's like yeah, tragic characters they sell now because where was I going with this? Oh my gosh, sorry. But it's just like yeah, I mean like once like we mourn people because they're inspiration. Like Selena was a big inspiration for me in Texas, and
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking love Selena, dude.
yeah, Selena está aquí. Selena
Anything
está
for
aquí.
Selena.
Salinas with an S. Salinas.
This bumper was pulled off by the bus.
But Ivan, I'm so sorry, man. I think I interrupted you, man. What were you saying before? I apologize.
No, I was done.
Oh, you were done. Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I talk very
Good, 'cause
fast.
we don't want to hear you talk anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean that's pretty much it. I was just saying that like inspirational people like mean a lot to society. You know, like they mean more than so many other people. I mean, no offense, dude, but you're not like really inspiring anyone like when you're, you know, doing like your job from day to day. And honestly, that's why I think like this whole like why this movement got so much like fire was because I think most people like felt like they had like less meaning in their life.
Well, yeah, it's like now we're at home. Like when this all started, we were at home for a long time, and then it's like once the George Floyd shit happened, it's like we're like fuck. Like the government. Like, here's the thing. Like when in New York, I thought for a second that they're gonna lock us all down. Like we couldn't leave our houses. They would like close off airports. I was like, fuck. The government's like doing a lot of crazy shit right now, closing everything. And then it's like once like 3 months passed, you know, and then George Floyd happened. Then it's like the government's doing this shit to us again. Fuck the government. Let's go fucking protest and like be out there and like, cause everybody we're all unemployed right now. Like most people are unemployed. They're not working and we're home. We're bored. It's like let's go fight racial injustice now.
It sucks, man. Because to be honest, I think the work was being done. You know what I mean? Like, I think society is getting better, like little by little, like little tiny incrementations, and maybe like I just think. You're just impatience, to be honest. And honestly, it was a fucked up situation. Don't get me wrong. Like the whole thing with like George Floyd is fucked up, but I still think like the work to end racism is already like, it's already underway. Like most people aren't racist. Like I don't think anyone here is racist.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, but the thing is though, what happens is, so like movements happen. Like, I mean, I remember when Trayvon Martin happened, like that was like years ago. And the movement was big. It was big then. Like I was like Black Lives Matter everywhere. But then what happens is that it evaporates and we stop talking about it. And then we forgot about it. Like for a while in New York, I didn't think about it. Like I never mentioned Black Lives Matter and this and that. But now it's like, we're so gung-ho because now we're not out and about anymore. We have to stay home. And it's like, I think for me, it's like I want these conversations to keep happening because
definitely
like, we can't forget because like
it keeps bringing.
It's important.
I agree.
It keeps
but
bringing
I also
light.
feel like people are not really. But I feel like most people are not really willing to have a conversation that goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know, and I talked to you, Michael, about this, and I'm pretty sure I've talked to you guys about this.
Yeah,
Every time I sit down, I don't feel like I am disrespectful when I talk, when I share my opinions. No. I don't curse at people. I don't fucking really. What I do mostly is just question things. You know?
That's good.
To really get the fucking full picture of what you're thinking.
Yes.
Mainly. That's the reason why I do it. You know, because I feel like when people talk, they don't really fucking say everything that they believe or that they want to say. So I feel like you have to fish it out. You know?
People are scared.
I don't think they know exactly what they believe, honestly.
Well, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's something that I really don't agree.
They hear something that sounds good and they go with that, and then eventually they realize, you know, oh shit, this is this is not as cool as I thought it was.
Well, Jared, I want to bounce off that. I think people don't know what they want to declare because they're afraid. They're too chicken shit because they don't want to get in the action. I mean, they don't want to get on the court and get messy. They're afraid to make those choices and they're afraid to talk about it because now it's like, oh, like it's like once we say like, because now society we're very mindful. We have to be mindful now because everybody is talking about, like trans issues or Black Lives Matter issues, and it's like. It's just now we're making it seem now. It's just all about being mindful. But I think when people they get stuck in that, and so it's like now it's like instead of being mindful, we're afraid to talk because now it's like I don't want to hurt your feelings. But it's like we have to ask questions. Like Luis, what you said, asking questions is huge. Like I was afraid for a long time to ask questions, and now I'm like I don't give a fuck now. Let's ask. Seriously, I want to know.
It's the only way you get to
I'm
get
not afraid to ask questions.
That's good.
I'm not afraid to ask questions or to talk about anything that is fucking controversial or anything. But I want to have a conversation, dude. I'm not down to fight. I'm not down to like having a yelling fucking conversation. We're just like fucking shouting things at each other. And something that I really fucking hate, dude, is when I start like asking questions and try to have a fucking conversation, dude. And like the other person says like, oh, you know what? If you don't know anything about that, I'm not going to waste my time here explaining it to you. Cancel culture, bye. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it's like Dixie Chicks all over again. And they were cancel culture. I mean, once they said their opinion, they're like, fuck the Dixie Chicks. We're gonna burn their CDs. We're going to do this to them. And it's like, no, all they said was their opinion. And it's like, why are you going to attack my opinion? And then it's like, why are you fighting? Seriously, like Trump's email campaign for like his re-election, it says in the email, we must fight the liberals right now or something like that. And I went, why fight? Let's discuss. Let's talk. That's it.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Hey man, we only have less than a minute.
Oh yeah. Do you guys want to do one more?
Yeah.
I'm down for more. Yeah.
One more? All right.
One
Since
more.
J-Rad just got in. All right. I'm gonna end this and do another link.
All right.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, we're recording.
Jazz hands.
Jazz.
Dude, my mom just sent me a text. She said that apparently they got hit. You guys got hit with a fucking sandstorm, no? From Egypt or something.
Sandstorm, about, dude. Oh, Texas?
Yeah, in San Antonio. It says that she sent me this, and it says that the fucking the air quality is very unhealthy right now.
Oh.
Welcome to LA every day. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not in Texas. Well, here, yeah, but Texas is usually like fucking.
Wait, so you're saying sandstorm moved across the entire ocean and came to you?
Exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what happened.
Seaway.
Wow.
Made it south to Texas, huh?
I want to see pictures. Are there pictures of it?
Come over here.
There's like videos. There's like a video of I think Atlanta got hit pretty bad.
Really?
Where?
Does this happen a lot? Is this like something that happens all the time?
I've never heard of a fucking sandstorm that crossed
I've never heard that either.
the fucking planet to get here.
Let's see if I type sandstorm. Do you think Darude will come up first or the actual
Sandstorm 2020?
Oh, you're right. I put sandstorm in 2020 came up first. Wow.
Yeah, dude, but that's true, G. Like, I feel like it's gonna make it worse for
pretty
coronavirus,
wild,
no?
I don't know.
Is my mic loud?
What's that?
Did you say my mic was loud?
Mic be out.
Oh,
you guys hear me fine?
Mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mic check.
I can hear you just fine.
Dude, that's crazy, man. It's pretty
Yeah, dude,
wild.
like I feel like if that's gonna definitely like coronavirus and shit, dude. That's gonna weaken people's lungs.
Oh no!
Fun fact, jumping off that, my mom, she's so funny. So she hates that me and my dad smoke weed together, and she says she doesn't judge us. I know she is. Okay. She sent us an article.
Dirty lungs.
I know. She sent us an article about like how apparently weed is bad for your lungs, apparently. And I was kind of like, really?
Any smoke is.
Oh yeah, it's smoke. You
It's
know?
going
Yeah,
inside your
it's not
system.
Yeah, come on.
Any
like,
smoke is
But
bad for
if
you.
you
let's not pretend.
but
If the
that's what-
air
if
is
you
fucking
get
you
a-
up, like,
if you get a
We're all
vaporizer though,
fucked anyway.
yeah,
if you
dude.
yeah, we are. If you get a vaporizer, you're not smoking anything. You're like a true vaporizer. You know what I mean. You're just taking the THC vapors out of the weed, and there's no combustion.
Is that true?
It's true.
Sure.
That's why you have to empty the tray after, because it still has all the weed in it. It's
Sure, there's
just all
still
dry.
combustion, dude.
No, look it up.
Dude, combustion is just a chemical formula. It means
I don't-
oxygen is reacting with.
But it's not like
I don't
lighting
know,
it up. It's
I'm-
not like lighting it up with a lighter. You're
Yeah,
just
even
doing
okay. So maybe
Like,
maybe
it's not-
a fraction of what.
No,
you
just
would-
like the other one you're using butane, and the
Yeah.
other one is just you're just heating it up to a degree where it just fucking vaporizes.
Yeah, there's no butane on this one.
But
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, dude. Like, I smoked cigarettes for fucking more than 10 years,
yeah.
and I was smoking like a pack a day. Michael knows, you guys know,
Mhm.
ever met me when I was smoking. And I do. I mean, even though I switched to vape and I vape a lot, I don't feel as bad as when I was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
There
but
is a
you're
di-
smoking that chemical vape shit. I'm talking
Well,
about.
yes,
like a
dude, and I'm
legitimate
still But
flower
the thing is,
vaporizer.
like, my sense of smell is better. My sense of taste is better, Gene. I don't really get like winded if I have to like run up the stairs or something. And it's just an overall just better feeling than when you're smoking cigarettes. When you're smoking cigarettes, honestly, you do feel like shit.
I
You
think
do
you're
feel like shit,
dead.
dude. Like you sweat a
It's fucking
lot.
horrible.
You sweat
I
a
think
lot, dude.
that-
Like you get like hot flashes, shit like that, you know. And I haven't experienced any of those since I started vaping. I'm not saying that vaping is good. Fuck no, dude.
No,
but
dude, you're gonna give
it is-
yourself
it is
popcorn
better than-
lungs smoking that shit.
Edible
What?
time.
You're gonna give yourself popcorn lungs smoking that shit.
Popcorn
That's not good.
lungs.
That's
I
what
love
I heard.
that.
No, dude, look it
It
up.
was
It's
either
real,
gonna
dude.
be-
It's ugly.
It's
It's
either
not
gonna be
good.
that, or
Oh, it's not cool. Oh, got
it's either
it.
gonna be
Yeah.
that, or it was either gonna be that or lung cancer.
Yeah, it's
Fuck,
just
okay.
it's just
I don't know
not
if it's-
generally a good
Yeah,
thing to
dude.
do. Honestly, it's chemical shit. That's like straight
See
chemical.
what you mean now. Oh, okay.
Propylene glycol, bro. You're fucking
Yeah.
yourself up.
Yeah.
Whatever, though. It's your life.
I mean, yeah, we all have our vices, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. Mine is
Okay.
lust.
Yours is what?
Me too.
Lust. Lust.
Very lustful.
Me too.
Dude. Really?
Yeah.
But now I'll clear the air. Now I'll be like, thanks, Mom, for the article. I appreciate it. Okay, fine. It's bad for you. But what is bad? What isn't bad for you? Seriously.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't said it, G. Like, if the fucking air that you're breathing is fucking you up,
Yeah, dude. There's no getting around dying, dude. You're gonna die.
you can't
But-
really run away.
We're gonna die. Let's just get high.
You
Fuck
can
it.
either die
Yeah.
doing the shit that you like. You can either die doing the shit that you like, or being afraid and fucking just waiting for death.
Although the quality of life will probably be fucked up, you know?
What is it?
The quality of life, like you'll probably have a fucked up like life. Because especially with like medicine, dude, imagine if you did get lung cancer and that just like prolonging like your life, living in that shitty situation. It's actually probably more like this, just like a really slow decline.
What do you mean?
Yeah?
It's the decline. That's cool.
Oh, that's a way, Gene. And like, my problem is also that I have an addictive personality. I get addicted to shit like that.
Same.
So
I used
that's
to
also
do.
my problem, Gene. That's why I've never really tried any of the like hard drugs, because I know that if I like them, Gene, like that's gonna be the fucking end of me.
Well, you
And
didn't
thank
get-
God that I never fucking picked up drinking. Because
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't get addicted to drinking, bro. That's
Yeah.
good.
Because I didn't like it. You get addicted to things that you like, not
know.
things that are just inherently addicting.
Let me ask you a question, Majo. Do you,
Nice.
And like I like drinking, but I'm not big on it. Mm.
Let me ask you a
Called
question.
example.
What is it?
Go on.
Does your family, like, is there a lot of drinking in your
Yeah.
family or not so much? Like, do you always remember your, like, family drinking a lot growing up, like, at parties or not so much?
Mine did, but I don't. But mine. The thing
Honestly,
is now.
to be honest,
Hey, you're breaking up really bad, dude.
the
You're like
thing
coming
is,
in
like,
and completely dropping out.
the thing is, like in my family directly, like my uncles, uh, I don't think they ever had like a drinking problem. Whenever they got together, we had like family reunions. They would drink a lot, but it wasn't like a. I don't think we have that problem in our family. I don't think we have alcoholism in our immediate family.
They get addicted to cigarettes. That's what
Yeah,
our family
that's
does.
just, like our family, my families, both of my families, my mom's side and my dad's side, they all smoke a lot, a shitload, a fuckload.
I don't get it, dude.
It ran in my family for a long time. I actually didn't realize this until recently. My dad gave up drinking like 3 years ago. But now when I look back at my childhood, I was like, damn, he drank a lot actually. Like he used to like mix like vodka sodas and yeah, he's kind of he was a lot to take in verbally for sure. Like he used to be very like rah, 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 and he gets so like angry and flustered over little things. And now I'm kind of like he's drunk, I think. And what's sad, my grandfather is dying of cancer currently.
What? I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Cirrhosis or what?
He's in hospice at my grandmother's house. They're giving up. He's fading like fast.
What's it called? Drinking?
I don't know what the cancer is. I didn't really want to go into it with them. I'll find out more about it. But it's just for him. My grandfather drank all his life. Like all my grandfather all his life drank. And the thing is, my dad and my aunts, his sisters, for years they wouldn't really talk to him. They would come to the house to visit my grandma really, but they kind of would dismiss our grandfather because like he drank a lot. And even me, like I grew up and I thought he was weird. I was like, why is he saying some weird shit? He go like, oh motherfucker, what are you doing over there? Oh, come over here. Yeah, I'll give you a pow. And it's just like, fuck, grandpa. And I was like, kind of like be weird. I'd be like, slapping, get the fuck away from me, grandpa. I'm dying. And I realized, yeah, now I'm like, oh, he's a drunk. And then in my family, yeah, there's a lot left unsaid. Like I know a lot of shit went down when they grew up. And my dad, it's like now my sister, my dad's sisters and my aunts, and my grandmother actually for years like hated him. Like they live in the same house, they hate each other. But now that he's dying, it's like I see everybody just like coming together, and it's like they're making up for lost time now.
That's usually what happens, dude. That's usually what happens at funerals.
It's hard, man. Like actually, I did a painting for him. I did a little painting of like a cross, and it was really cool. I went over there and I saw him. I'm kind of thinking this might be the last time I see him because it was very fucking hard to see him. Like his cheeks were sunken in.
Yeah.
He's not eating, but I gave him a painting and I just kind of went, here, I did this for you, Grandpa. And I never did that before. I never really had that relationship where I would give arts and crafts to them. And I'm like, fuck it, why not now? You know?
That's cool, man.
How did he react?
Oh, he loved it. It was actually a reference to Touched by an Angel. It's an old 90s religious show that I loved growing up.
I remember that show though.
Oh, you watched it?
I didn't watch it, but I remember it was like on the lineup. But I just remember but I remember it was big.
Yeah, it's a great show. And there's like a part, like the theme song was called "I Will Walk with You." So I wrote I just put the cross and then it's a nice painting, I think. And I put "I Will Walk with You," and I showed it to him, and he looked at me and he went, what's this say? And I thought he couldn't read, but he went, "I will walk." But he couldn't see the "with you" part, so I went, "with you," and he went, "Where is that from?" And I went, "That's by an angel." And he was like, "Oh yeah, that Touched by an Angel." And then we just talked about it, and he looked at it and he went, "Well, thank you," and got a nice little smile, and yeah, and I left and I said goodnight. I went, "Good night," and
Is your family all religious?
Yeah, we are. I actually I've kind of been born again Christian recently. So me and my dad made up. We actually reconnected, and I kind of see him for who he is now. And we because for a long time, like we would fight a lot because like he'd be like, "Rah, rah, rah, talk like this," and I'm like, "Oh, fuck you, old man," and blah 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 for years. And then recently, like we're outside talking, and I looked at him. We were talking, and I just kind of went, oh yeah, I have a lot of girlfriends, Dad. I have a lot of girlfriends, and I have like, he's like, oh, you must be a chick magnet, son. You must get the chicks. And I just kind of went, Dad, I'm gay. You know that, right? And he just got flustered, man. And I just kind of went, he's like, that's not what I meant, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, guys, damn, my old man talks faster than I do. And I realized, oh shit, I've been running from this old man for years. And I'm trying to just keep up with him. And he actually, for years, my old man, Dad, I call him Sophia now. He's my Sophia from Golden Girls. He's my golden girl. But
I don't know who that is.
yeah, I just for years like I would fight him on it. I hated religion because like there was that stigma of like, you know, being gay is bad. But recently when Trump announced that DACA shit, trying to get transgender people off the bill because like religious beliefs, I went, oh, that's it. That's fucking it. I'm done with these like privileged ass white assholes in the White House saying, oh, this is Christianity. And people think that's what that is. And I'm just like, no. Real Christianity, we love everybody. We love everybody. And we give and we're there for people. We're not there for ourselves. Like Trump and all those assholes, they're standing for themselves and their agenda and their wallet. But as a real Christian, I stand for everybody. I don't stand for myself. I put myself last. I have to stand for my brothers and sisters like y'all and everybody. So
nice, man.
That's what I learned recently.
So I'm guessing that was like really hard, right? To like, was that like a point of the contention between you and your dad? Like
no,
the way that you are?
No. Well, for years, yeah. Like whenever, and for years, I'd be like, Luis, I'd be afraid to ask him questions. Like, I'd be like, why do you like Trump so much? He still loves Trump. Like, he still thinks he's awesome. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But now I'm asking him questions. And I'm actually like, we had a conversation the other day. Like I gave a $20 bill to a homeless black man on the side of the road. And he was like, what the fuck did you do that for? And I went, he needs it, Dad. I don't need it. I'm good. I'm with y'all right now. And he just kind of went, well, he's probably going to use that for drugs and shit. And I'm just like, how do you know? Like, how do you fucking know, dude? And he went, well, because like, blah, blah, blah. And he basically said like his relationship to money, like, and I basically was like, Dad, his relationship to money versus my privileged ass brother. Because the thing is, my brother, like me and my brother, we got our college degrees. For years, like my relationship fucked. Like I didn't have like that sense of like ownership, pride. But like, oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
you're breaking the matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix. Ooh.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
But you're saying that you and your brother got your degrees? That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just like basically my dad was saying like how like he's gonna give like his money, the $20 bill that I gave him to drugs, and I'm like, how do you know? And it's like I basically said like that man needs it more than like we do, and he was like, well, I mean like he's gonna do that, but I'm like I basically said, Dad, like me and Sean, you paid for our school, like we had it easy, like you don't know what this man on the side of the road had, like he could have been to Harvard for all I know, and he's struggling. He got a degree, probably got a worthless degree like I did in theater, and you can't make money.
You know what, I trip out on that shit a lot. I trip out on that shit a lot because, especially here, G, because in California, and in New York, you do see like crazy amounts of homeless people. Things that you really don't see in San Antonio, you know? And like, it just makes me wonder, Gene, and I do get scared of that shit because it doesn't take a whole lot for you to become homeless, you know?
Yeah, it takes a bad habit. It's a mental illness, dude.
Yeah. Or
dude, most of the homeless people in LA are mentally ill.
Yeah. Or straight up, dude, like, I don't know, maybe all that needs to happen to you, it's for a fucking pandemic to hit, you lose your job, can't pay the fucking rent, you don't have family in the city, what the fuck are you gonna do? Yeah. You know, it's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. I've seen fucking, it's not a documentary, but it's kind of like a long interview about this girl who lives on Skid Row here. Mm-hmm. And dude, when you look at her, you don't see a homeless person, dude. Like she fucking like, she wakes up and like she does her makeup and like dresses nice and goes to apply for jobs. And then at the end of the day, she just comes back to her fucking tent in Skid Row. Mm-hmm. You know?
She doesn't have a drug habit or anything?
She says like, no, apparently, dude, well, this is what,
that's good.
She doesn't look she doesn't look like a meth head or something. Mm-hmm. If she has a problem like that, they never talked about it, and she doesn't show it. You know, she looks normal. And she talks about it. She talks about what happened to her and how she ended up on the street. And she's pretty much alone. Like her family died. She only had like a mom and like a sister, and they both died. And like she decided to move to California, and she lost her job, couldn't get another one. They raised her rent, and she said that she's been living in the streets for like a couple of months ever since. So yeah, dude, like you don't know that's what I'm saying, dude. Like you don't really know their story, dude. Like you gave those $20 to that guy. Maybe he did use it for drugs, or maybe he actually like went to the HEB and bought groceries.
That's what I was gonna use it for, anyways.
There you go. But it's like we don't know though. We don't know really what's gonna happen. It's like,
who am I to judge?
That's what it's the money. Shoot, give it to
like
him.
you did a good thing. You did a good thing. You did like a nice gesture. You did a nice thing. Your intentions were good. Whatever the fuck that guy decides to do with that $20, that's their problem.
Oh, you guys reminded me of this. I have to show you this.
You gave him a chance. You gave him like a little break.
Do you guys know who Steve Hughes is?
No.
I'm gonna show you something. It's pretty funny. He does like a bit about that. It's actually really funny. I'll show you real quick.
What do you think? It's perfectly acceptable as far as I'm concerned. Well, that's their big moral high ground a lot of the time, you know. You don't give these people money. No. They'll just spend it on drinking drugs. Well, what do you think I was going to spend it on? Hypocrites. What kind of weird world do we live in where they go, don't associate with people less fortunate than yourself who have to live in the street, who have no money? Don't help them out by having a conversation or giving them a few coins. Don't do that. Why don't you just send the money to us and we'll make sure they get it. Anyway, it's wonderful to be. I'm from Australia, actually, although I have an English father, Australian.
That's it.
Dude, the delivery of like English comics is so fucking like.
It's weird, dude. But you know what? He's really good. I don't know. What were you gonna say? Do you like it?
Oh, I like it. I like it a
you
lot.
Like it? I think it's so weird. It's a bit different from ours, but like some of them are really good. I think.
No, I like dry humor. I like dry humor a lot.
If you love dry humor, watch Fleabag. That shit is the bomb. Have y'all seen Fleabag?
No, I'll write it down right now.
Watch it. It's only 12 episodes. It's 2 seasons, but it's 30 minutes each episode. But it's basically this girl. Her name is Fleabag. That's how she's known.
Uh-huh.
And she talks to the camera. She dresses the camera. She'll like she'll be in the scene with somebody, and then she'll kind of make a little side to the camera. Go like she'll be like, "That's my sister Claire. Clothes look great on." She said, "That's my sister Claire. She's probably anorexic, but clothes look great on her." And she's gonna talk to her sister, and it's just like very awkward comedy. But there's a reason why she talks to the camera. You find out slowly in the series, and basically it's kind of like psychological. It's very it's just there's a reason why she talks to the camera, and it's like basically it's a very relatable character. So yeah, Fleabag. Oh yes.
This feels kind of hot.
I can't hear it.
It's kind of hot.
Turn your volume up on it, Michael. Or maybe you didn't choose it. Share the audio because we can't hear it.
I'll do it. I can do it actually on my thing. Maybe y'all can hear it on mine. Try. Share screen. Go to YouTube and Fleabag. Let's see, trailer.
You know that feeling when a guy you like sends you a text at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday night asking if he can come and find you? And then you open the door to him like you almost forgotten he's coming over. Oh. Hi.
Oh my god, definitely not. That does nothing for you. What?
These are my clothes, Boo. I've been wearing these all day.
It's really not that bad. It's really
How
did you meet? She used to be our godmother, but then their parents split up. Mum died. You really are very good looking.
Thank you.
Very.
Thank you.
Very. Thank you.
It's really nice to spend the day with a normal family.
The only thing harder than having to tell your super high-powered, perfect, anorexic, rich super sister that you've run out of money is having to ask her to bail you out. I'm just gonna ask her. I'm just gonna come. Do you need to borrow money? No.
Stupid.
You won't like other girls. You can keep up.
I should ask you if you want to go out for a drink with me, and I'll be sure to treat you like yeah, okay. That was like, oh, okay.
She's disappointed.
To me. Oh,
Hey, it's this guy.
Yeah. It's girls these days. I was like, hi, and she's like, I'll take my number, really. It was awesome.
It's a great show. The trailer doesn't really do it justice, really, but it's dry humor at its finest.
Dude, the Monty Python bits, like from back in the day, that's all dry humor, dude. Fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olivia Colman too. She's in it, and she's a great actress. She plays the godmother, bitch, and I love her.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, she won an Oscar 2 years ago for The Favorite with Emma Stone, and it's a fucking good movie too. It's badass.
Coleman.
Badass movie.
On Amazon Prime, right?
I think so. Yeah, The Favorite's fucking bomb, man. It's so good. But Fleabag. Fleabag is great. That actually basically it's such a relatable character. Like that's why it's very popular right now. Currently, it's very it's like the underdog and sex and life and everything.
I'll give it a shot, dude. It looks fun. It looks like a fun show.
It's very good. Season 2 is better. Watch season 1. The season 1 kind of builds slowly, and it's a big climax. But then season 2. That's when it's like, ooh, it's hot. There's some sexy ass scenes in season 2 that I love. So we're getting season 2 over.
All right.
All right, Giles. Well, I'm probably gonna get going pretty soon. I need to get my day started. But you guys want to like wrap some it up?
I think we can end it here. I think it's a right spot to end it.
Yeah.
If you guys.
I'm great.
We sufficiently address what we were going to talk about.
We talked a lot about different topics and like had some really good conversations, and I feel like I learned some stuff, and I definitely feel like I did good. I liked it. I enjoyed the conversation. Like
I enjoyed it too.
All of our points. Jared, I can't hear you.
Signing off.
Signing off.
All right, guys. Well,
all right, guys. I'll see you guys.
Enjoy your day.
Peace.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Laters.
What you cooking? Grandma's breakfast.